Hey everybody. All right, let me flip this around. Okay, I don't have my stand. I left it at home, so I'm leaning this up against my laptop. And I'm in my office again. Hopefully this will work out. Okay, sorry. Hey, people are joining us. This is awesome. I'm back to wearing the denim shirt. It's like my summer cardigan. I do have a dress on underneath this. So anyway, all right, people are joining us. Awesome. Okay, cool. So you guys, I'm Heather Rebecca Wilson. I am a multicultural woman success coach and a motivational speaker. Are you mixed? Yes, I am mixed. I am multiracial. I am. Who is on with us? Thanks for the hearts, you guys. I'm excited to address this topic. Where are you all? Where are you signing in from? I'm in DC. More hearts. Awesome. Awesome. Welcome. Yay. Sheener72 joined. Awesome. More people are joining us. This is great. More people. Sweet. All the way from Kentucky. Fabulous. Fabulous. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you. I'm excited to see all these people joining. This is great. All right, so yeah, for all of you joining us, I'm Heather Rebecca Wilson. I am a motivational speaker and multicultural women's success coach, and I am scoping live from Washington, D.C. This is my WeWork office in DuPont Circle, and I just got back to DC not too long ago. I was in California for about a month, so forgive me for the noise. I have this, thank you for the hearts. I have a one-room office here, but it's not soundproof, so there are people like walking back and forth. So, hey everybody, welcome, welcome. So today's scope is all about cultural competence for entrepreneurs and why, in my opinion, you need it to succeed in the 21st century global marketplace. So the first thing we need to do is actually define what cultural competence is. And the way I've, defined it is the ability to work effectively across differences with curiosity, humility, and non-judgment. And a big part of cultural competence is cultural humility. And I think it's cultural humility is an orientation. It's like a way of seeing the world where you recognize the inherent power dynamics that exist in all of our relationships. And it's also an orientation in which you are like looking at yourself and reflecting and kind of just have like a growth mindset about, life. So yeah, so that's cultural competence and cultural humility. So the reason I'm bringing this up for entrepreneurs is because yes, I don't hear a lot of people talking about it. And I do think it's really important because a lot of us, are saying, yeah, we're global entrepreneurs, right? But we don't know ourselves inside and out. I feel like the conversation is always about, mostly, and for good reason, our ideal client and knowing our ideal client inside and out. And cultural competence is about knowing yourself inside and out. And that means like having a 360-degree view of your identity. Your identity is composed of basically three elements. So there's like how you see yourself, right? And like understanding yourself and your values and yeah, everything about you, right? But then also understanding how others perceive you based on your social identity. And your social identity is based on how you look. Like people make judgments about you within like 7 seconds, basically. And then they will also make judgments about you, depending on, what clubs you belong to or like what school you go to or where you shop. I mean, this is real talk. People will make judgments about you. So that's your social identity, right? So your identity is who you are, like knowing who you are, understanding how others perceive you And then the third part of it is the dynamic sort of relationship between all these things. Like how do you react to that outside perception? So yeah, I've just been like in a lot of weird situations where somebody says something with good intentions, right? Like whether it's a joke or just something, they'll make a comment and it actually has a negative impact on somebody else because the person saying it just they're not with it, right? They don't understand what their social identity is and how something they might say could be perceived in a negative way. So, that really sucks for entrepreneurs because, if you want to be a successful global entrepreneur, you're going to want to have really great relationships with people from all over the world who are different from you, right? We're global entrepreneurs. So, that could be your ideal client, but, that's joint venture partners, team members that you hire, to grow your operation. And just family members and friends. So really being culturally competent is going to help you with all of your relationships. I did write an article on this and I have like my notes here, so that's what I'm looking at here. But, the other thing about being culturally competent, I think it really affects your ability to lead, because without understanding other people and what motivates other people, right, people who are different than you, your message isn't going to land. I think we all, I hope, we all have a mission and a vision for what we want to accomplish as entrepreneurs. And I think when you don't have this 360-degree view of your identity, your ability as an entrepreneur to lead others and transform the world is, with your unique message, is on shaky ground at best. So that's why I think it's so important. So I did talk about cultural humility, which is, understanding the power dynamics that exist in our relationships, in our everyday lives, right? You're not living in a cave or under a rock. Like, you're out in the world. You understand that the way you see things is not the way everyone else sees things. And yeah, it's just like being open and being curious about the experiences of other people. So what else did I want to talk to you guys about? Oh, so I wanted to share with you some success strategies, right? Like so if this is so important, how do I become more culturally competent? So success strategy number 1 is know how you self-identify along all these different dimensions of identity. And some of those include, your gender, your sexual orientation, the language that you speak at home, your family structure, your level of ability, religion, race, ethnicity, and race is part of ethnicity, but that's also culture. What else? There's age, there's body size, there's and socioeconomic status, right? So there's so many different dimensions of identity. You need to know how you self-identify along all those different dimensions. And when you think about those dimensions, try and recall if you've had any like identity related experiences that color the way you see the world, right? So like be aware of your biases. We all have them. There's nothing wrong with having them. It's just that you need to be aware of them, right? Be aware that our brains create these schemas, which are basically like shortcuts for our brain. Because it's human nature to want to like organize information, right? And create these shortcuts. Okay. So it's not good or bad. It's just something that we do, but you just need to be aware of them, right? So to be aware of your biases. And then the other thing I would say is really think about the times when you've been in the majority, right? When you've enjoyed majority privilege, and then times when you've been the minority, and recall how that felt to be in the minority, right? Be aware of your biases, be aware of your blind spots, and know that, we all have schemas. It's the way that the brain works, and it's fine. Know how you identify along all these different dimensions of identity, and think about if you've had any identity related experiences that color the way you see the world. Okay, so that's like one strategy, like figure that out for you. The second thing I want to say is that effective leaders understand that success is built on relationships. And so success strategy number 2 is all about making a concerted effort to educate yourself about how others who identify differently than you may perceive you and why they perceive you that way. And there's so many resources available, right? There's so many free resources available on the internet. There's books. I mean, there's tons of stuff out there. So the bottom line is it's your responsibility to educate yourself about the experiences of other people. You know, lack of knowledge or awareness of the experiences of other people, you know, or people who are not like you can often be misinterpreted as a lack of caring or worse, prejudice. And that's just real talk. I'm just, you know, being honest. Like, that's the world that we live in today. You can't really get away with, you know, just knowing about people who are like you. And I don't think you can expect to be successful in global business if you're just, you know, if you're just aware of like your little circle. Yeah, it's good to get out of your comfort zone, but it's your responsibility. Let's see, I want to move this because I keep looking away from everything. Sorry. Success strategy number 3 would be for you guys to employ cultural humility in every interaction. You should never assume. There is a time for asking questions and there is a time for just listening, and it's up to you to be present in these interactions and to be discerning and also to be patient, right? Excuse me, I'm burping, sorry. Success strategy number 4 would be to just have a growth mindset when it comes to this work. And, you know, cultural competence and culture humility, like it's a journey, right? You're gonna make mistakes along the way, and you just need to get comfortable with that and be okay with that. You know, if you do offend somebody, which happens all the time, and I do consider myself to be a diversity practitioner, but when I was doing this in independent schools, you know, it was my job. Like, I made mistakes every day, all the time. You just have to get, you know, cool with it. Just be okay with it. If you do offend somebody, like I said, and that will happen, you just need to hear that person out, and you know, if they want to talk about it, you got to hear them out. You want to make a heartfelt apology and then a genuine effort to do better in the future, right? So it needs to be authentic. It needs to be genuine. So yeah, this is all about like being humble. And then finally, success strategy number 5 would be to just be open and honest about this new endeavor that you're undertaking to become more culturally competent and humble. I think it really helps to just tell people what you're up to. Let them know that this is important to you and that you're interested in connecting with other like-minded people for inspiration and for support and for accountability. So start conversations. Tell people that you're doing this. Be visible and be vulnerable. So yeah, those are my 5 success strategies for becoming more culturally competent. And again, I just think in the 21st century global marketplace, you really can't get away with just knowing about people who are just like you. You know, and even with our ideal clients, like, some dimensions of identity are invisible, okay? So you may think your ideal client is just like you, but, you know, you never know. So you need to be culturally competent. You need to know who you are. You need to understand how people who are unlike you may perceive you and why they perceive you that way. And I know that's a tough pill to swallow, but that's life. People make snap judgments about you, like I said, in 7 seconds, right? So yeah, be aware of how others perceive you. You know, and then really sit with yourself and process your reaction to that outside perception, because sometimes, you know, we might feel like, well, that's unfair for somebody to judge me that way, or blah, 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 or he or she doesn't know me, la, la, la. We have to get over ourselves. Yeah, and just educating yourself about the experiences of others who are unlike you, like it's our responsibility now, right? There are too many free resources out there for us to just know about people who are just like us. I mean, I'm sure there are people out there who only want to hang out with people who are just like them. I mean, there are plenty of those people out there, and that's fine. But I just think as a global entrepreneur, you can't get away with that anymore. It's just not going to work. You're not going to be successful. And also, if you want to lead and you have a vision and a message, you've got to know how other people perceive you. Otherwise, your message just is not going to land in the way that you want it to. So I'm rambling a little bit, but did you guys have any questions out there? I would love to know what you guys think about this. I noticed that this is not something that's discussed, but I feel like with everything that's happening in the news, we need to discuss it. And, you know, I've seen friends, like close friends, get into conversations and be really uncomfortable because they aren't culturally competent, right? And they're like nervous about sharing any thoughts or opinions they might have. And it's understandable, right? Because you don't want to offend people. But I think, you know, when you don't recognize the differences, you're not seeing people for who they are, right? So I don't know. This is super important to me. I think this is, you know, where we're going in terms of, you know, the next level of human evolution. I feel like we need to see the commonality between everybody, right? We're children of God, and we all want to be loved, and yeah. You know, we are different, but it's something to celebrate. It's something, you know, we shouldn't not talk about it, right? We shouldn't let our differences divide us. We should, you know, unite in celebrating them. So thank you for joining me today. I hope that helps. I do have a free video training called Growing Up Multiracial to Global Woman Entrepreneur, with a bonus PDF, right, that highlights the main points of the training that I would love for you guys to download and enjoy, and I'd love to get some feedback. So I have the bit.ly link right here, and I'm going to hold this up so that you can go there, you can download it, and you can get on my email list and get email updates. So this is the link, all right, and I can't read this backwards, but that's the link. It's called Growing Up Multiracial to Global Woman Entrepreneur. Again, it's a free video training where I share my, you know, success strategies for reaching my personal and professional potential. And I think you guys will get a lot out of it. I've put a lot of work into it. I'm really, really proud of it. So definitely check it out. And then that's my website down there. So it's heatherrebeccawilson.com. Okay. So, and then the other thing I wanted to let you guys know about is that I do have a telecourse launching September 9th. So that's the official date. That's the launch date. So the telecourse is called Master Your Mix, the Multicultural Woman's Guide to Success. And I'm going to be on Periscope all week talking about cultural competence, multiculturalism, all this interesting stuff that I think is really relevant now. But it's going to be an awesome course. It combines, you know, basically all the work I've done my whole life, right? I'm going to talk about my multiracial identity development and, you know, working in independent schools on diversity and inclusion issues, leadership. But yeah, I think that this course is for anybody who desires to have like a more culturally competent understanding of their leadership vision and leadership style. Yeah, so it's like 4 classes. You'll call in at a certain time. I'll lecture for a little while, and then there'll be time for Q&A, and you'll get some worksheets ahead of time so that you can look at them beforehand, follow along while you're on the call, you know, take some notes, fill them out later, whatever you want. And then I'm going to record it, and it'll be available as an info product afterwards. But I'm really excited about it. I hope you guys will check it out. So the best way to, you know, follow what's going on with the course that's launching September 9th is to get on my email list. So go to that bit.ly link, sign up for the free training. You'll get on my list. Yeah, you're going to love it. It's going to be great. And I just feel like cultural competence is something that, you know, we all need to have, especially global entrepreneurs. So I hope that serves you. This was fun. I'm back in DC. I am planning on moving back to California. It's going to be awesome when I get a chance to do that. I can't really do that right now because I've got a lot of travel on my schedule and yeah, all sorts of fun things. Yeah, this course is launching. So thanks for joining me. This is super fun. I'll be scoping from this office for the next few weeks, I think, unless I can find a more exciting location to scope from. But yeah, thanks for being here. Definitely check out the free training. If you are at all interested in the telecourse, definitely get on the mailing list. And yeah, thanks so much, you guys. This is really fun. I love scoping. I'm going to do it more. I have a YouTube channel. You can subscribe to that. I have a Facebook group called The Glamorous Global Entrepreneur. I also just have like my regular Facebook business page, Heather Rebecca Wilson. You can follow me on Instagram. Heather Rebecca Wilson is the tag. What else? Oh, I've got Mixing It Up in Business, which is another Facebook group for multicultural, multiracial entrepreneurs, because there is a special conversation for multiracial, multicultural entrepreneurs. There are like specific issues that we deal with. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, I'm on Periscope, obviously. If you like this scope, please, I think it's swipe right, yeah. Share it, please, share this. I think we all need this information, whether you're an entrepreneur or a teacher, whatever. If you want to improve your relationships, being culturally competent is just essential. You need to do it at this point. So yeah, I'm rambling now, but thank you. This was super fun. I hope to be on again tomorrow or the next day. I'll let you guys know, obviously. But yeah, subscribe to my list. Okay, thanks you guys. Mwah. Bye. See you later.